Hello guys, this is Chiradip once again and you're watching Hibernate tutorial series. In my previous tutorial, I have demonstrated to you how to just set up your Hibernate framework in your Java project. And in this tutorial, we're gonna learn about why we are using Hibernate actually. What is the main purpose and why Hibernate? What does actually Hibernate? What helps it gives us that we have to just use this Hibernate framework, and what is its advantage in terms of database handling. So let's take the way when we are not using Hibernate framework and we are still inserting our data into a database, and we are just maintaining the old approach, that is the RDBMS. So in order to do that, what we people do in a general way without using Hibernate, we have to just create the JDBC database configuration, and we have to just load the JDBC drivers and configure them in order to just connect to your database. We have to create the model object. So the model object means, as take an example of any sort of user, create user object, or you have to create, suppose there is a condition when you have to create a user of the user details table, and that is the model object of your model. And to create that model object, we require a class or a method, and that is a service method to create that model object for you. Now when we have created the model object, we need to insert the model object into your database. So for that we need a database schema or database design for your database, and for that you need to pre-implement those database design or have a plan of that schema, so that you can just insert your model object data into your database design. Now, DAO method to save the object using SQL queries. We have to make the SQL queries manually using in the when we are using RDBMS. We have to just manually connect to the database using the JDBC driver or connector, and we have to just create a statement, execute those statement, execute query, and we can insert the data. Now this is the old approach, or you can say this is the native approach or the primary approach for using the database and connecting to your Java project in your web application. Now what if we are not using the general approach? What if we are using the Hibernate way? So what is the Hibernate way here? Hibernate configuration is needed for the JDBC database configuration. Now, JDBC database configuration is needed here also in the Hibernate in order to connect to your database, and you have to tell the Hibernate that this is my database name, this is my database root password, this is my password, this is my username, and this is the URL of my database, the port number which you want to connect. So for that you need to have a Hibernate configuration XML file. We will come back to that in our next tutorial, the Hibernate configuration, how can it be done. Now for the creation of model object, you have to use the Hibernate annotations. So you will be getting to know more about this annotations in the subsequent tutorials. So for that you need to have the model object has to be created and annotations is needed. Now the service method to create the model object, you can use the service method or instantiate the service method or start the service method by using the Hibernate API. Hibernate API provides the support to create the model object or the object you want to create, and for that model object you will have the privilege to create the service method by using that Hibernate API. Now, what's the main part is, and what's the most advantage part of this Hibernate way, using Hibernate ways, that Hibernate does not require if you are using Hibernate, it does not require you to design your database schema. It will automatically get implemented and automatically get designed by using, if you are using Hibernate. Hibernate will automatically implement your database schema and database design in your into your own actually. And the DO method to save the object using SQL queries is also not needed. So this is the pretty good feature of the Hibernate. We only require the top three, that is JDBC database configuration and the model object and the service method to create and establish the connection and all. But we have given freedom that not to worry about the database design. Hibernate will handle it, and the DO method to save the object using SQL queries is also not needed, and we don't have to write those SQL queries and pretty long uh, queries and pretty long concept about database design and schema. We don't have to worry about that thing. That will be handled by Hibernate. So this is the pretty good concept of actually before starting the Hibernate configuration for your web application project. And thanks for watching and have a nice day.